Today is the Buddha Purnima, birth anniversary of Tathagat Gautam Buddha. Tathagat Gautam Buddha is one of the greatest social reformers in the world. He is not only one of the greatest social reformers, but one of the greatest philosophers in the world also. He has played an important role in developing a theory of making human beings and mankind happy. Tathagat Buddha's Dhamma is the Dhamma based on equality, liberty, fraternity and social justice, but moreover that, Tathagat Gautam Buddha's Dhamma is based on kindness, lovingness and based on the concept of the Maitri, that is called as Metta. Today I will be talking on concept of Metta of Tathagat Buddha. Tathagat Buddha has developed the concept of Metta in Buddhism. This concept needs to be understood to make the human life happy. And in order to understand Tathagat Buddha's concept of Metta, we need to know what is there about Metta in the Buddhism, and that needs to be studied. The very core of the Buddhism that is there, it revolves around the concept of Maitri, and that is also the essence of the Buddhism, in which the essence of love, compassion, respect and tolerance for all beings, human, non-human, are preserved. So it's a concept that is developed by Buddhism, is a concept of love, compassion, respect, tolerance for all the human beings, for all the beings. This is exemplified in the Metta Sutta prayer. In Metta Sutta prayer, it is said that whatever living beings be there, feeble or strong, tall or stout or medium, short or small or large, without exception, seen or unseen, those dwelling far or near, those who are born or those who are not born, may all beings be happy. So in Buddhism, it is said that those who are born also and those who are not born also, may all the sentients, may all the beings be happy, is the concept of Metta. Again, we see in the same sutta, what is said in that. I quote and unquote and say that, just as a mother would protect her only child at the risk of her own life, even so, let him cultivate a boundless heart towards all beings. Let his thoughts of boundless love pervade the whole world, above, below and across, without any obstruction, without any hatred, without any enmity. So the concept of Metta, the concept of Maitri, the concept of kindness, the concept of lovingness is a concept which talks about boundless love that should prevail throughout the world, and it should not be based on the hatred, or it should not be based on the enmity. What is there in the human life is necessary is lovingness and kindness, as explained by Buddha. The significance of the Maitri can be understood from the importance given in the first precept of the Panchashila. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiya. What does that mean? It means ahimsa should be there in the life of every human being. And also to the four Brahma Viharas, that is four sublime qualities as explained in Buddhism, that is Maitri or Metta. In Buddhism, Maitri with Karuna is considered to be a comprehensive virtue. Maitri with Karuna is considered to be a comprehensive virtue since it is directed towards all the sentient beings. So, in Buddhism, it says that all the sentient beings must be happy in their life. In this deliberation, in this presentation, I look at the notion and practice of Maitri as envisaged in the Buddhist thought. It is also a practice and it is also a theory which has been explained in Buddhism. Buddhist meditation, which has been explained by Buddha, talks about Maitri, Karuna and moral sensibility. So, this paper, this presentation highlights the concept of Metta in Buddhism with reference to Panchashila, Dasaparinmita, Karanimeya Sutta, Metta Sutta Bhavana and Sabba Sukha Gatha. Today, I will be discussing the concept of Metta in Buddhism with reference to Panchashila. Panati pata veramani sikkhapadam samadhiya. I will be discussing with the Dasaparamita. There are 10 virtues, sublime qualities. I will be discussing with the Karanimeya Sutta, which talks about the sublime qualities in the human life. And then Metta Sutta, which promotes Metta in the human life. And Sabba Sukha Gatha, which also promotes the Metta in human life. Loving kindness is strained as conquer anger by loving kindness. What does Buddhism say? If you want to conquer the anger, you can only conquer the anger by loving and kindness. If you want to conquer the evil, you can conquer the evil by only goodness. Conquer the stingy by giving, conquer the liar by the truth. So whatever hindrances are there in the human life can be conquered, as explained by Buddha. And how to conquer these evils in the human life, he has explained in this particular sutta. It says that, quote unquote, conquer the anger by loving and kindness. Every human being has the anger in their mind. And this anger can be conquered by lovingness and kindness. Evil is there in human mind. Conquer the evil by good. Stingy is there. Conquer the stingy by giving. Conquer the liar by truth. So is the concept of conquering everything by lovingness and kindness in the human life, as explained by Buddha. Buddhism is a unique religion amongst the other religions in the world. Buddha was enlightened with divine qualities. Concept of metta is the concept of lovingness and kindness in the Buddhism. Now let's go back to one of the important points of a definition part. The word metta is derived from the Pali language. Metta. In Buddhism attributed as lovingness, kindness. What does metta mean? Metta means loving, kindness, friendliness, goodwill, benevolence, fellowship, amity, conquered inoffensiveness and non-violence. The concept of non-violence, concept of benevolence, concept of inoffensiveness, fellowship, amity, friendliness, goodwill, loving and kindness is symbolic for the word called as metta in Pali. The definition of word Maitri explained in the various Buddhist literature and its relevance to the development of the harmonious society with focus to the daily life experience. So here I would say is that Buddha wanted to create a society where there will be no hatred, where there will be no enmity, where there will be no anger, and in a society where everybody will be happy because there will be lovingness, there will be kindness, there will be friendliness, there will be benevolence, there will be goodwill, there will be fellowship, amity and concord, and inoffensiveness and non-violence. This concept denotes the concept of metta as explained by Buddha at various times. Tathagat Buddha has given the first Shila in the Panchashila, which is based on the metta bhavana. Panati pata veramani sikka padam samadhiyami means to abstain from killing any living creature, signifying to generating metta bhavana in the mind of all living beings, that is metta. It's an important point. It's an important point promoting the non-violence also. Absent from killing any living creature, signifying to generating metta bhavana in the mind for all the living beings, that is metta. Concept of non-violence is Buddhism, is based on the metta bhavana. So here I would like to say that the concept of metta is based on the concept of the non-violence at large. Then further we find where is the metta studied. The concept of Dasaparamita is there in Buddhism. Paramitas are the most excellent virtues or the noblest qualities of the Bodhisattvas. The most excellent virtues or the noblest qualities of the Bodhisattvas. In other words, Paramitas are the line of conduct or prerequisites of enlightenment. It's a prerequisite of enlightenment. So the more and more stress is given on Dasaparamita in Buddhism. The 9th paramita out of 10th paramita given by Buddha is metta. 9th paramita is metta. It symbolizes loving kindness. Without cultivating metta paramita, stage of bodhisattva cannot be attained. Therefore, the practicing metta is essential for attaining nibbana as explained in Buddhism. So, anybody wants to attain nibbana, mahaparinibbana, they should have these 10 paramitas in their life. And 9th paramita is metta paramita. Without attaining the metta paramita, that is loving and kindness, you cannot attain the bodhisattva stage. It's been explained in by Buddha. Therefore, this metta paramita is considered to be one of the important paramita, one of the important virtue in the human life in the Buddhism. Then we go further to trace where is metta studied in Buddhism. Karaniya Sutta, there the concept of metta has been discussed. Karidime Sutta gives the importance to Mitta. In its stanza that has explained about Mitta, it says that may all be happy and secure. As in the contemporary time, when there was a Vedic culture, whether all the peoples were happy in the human life was a matter of question that we all know. Because the society was based on the social discrimination and graded social inequality. Theory of graded discrimination was being promoted at that time. And same time the Shraman culture came, the Buddhist culture came, and the Jainist culture came. This culture is based on making the man happy. Making the man happy and making him secure in the society. And think of every living thing without exception. The weak and the strong, from the smallest to the largest, whether you can see them or whether you cannot see them. Living nearby or far away. Being living now or yet to arise. May all beings be happy in their heart of hearts. In Metta Sutta Bhavana of Buddhism, Metta is propagated. Where happiness is propagated in every heart is in concept of Metta. The Metta Sutta is the Buddha's discourse of developing a sustaining loving kindness. Metta means loving kindness, and it is one of the 4 divine states of Buddhism. 4 divine states of Buddhism. These are mental states or the qualities that are cultivated by Buddhist practice. Metta Bhavana is the Buddhist meditative practice of cultivating loving kindness towards all sentient beings. So as we know, the pranayama is there. Pranayama is talking about the breathing, control of breathing, but the Buddhist meditation talks about control of breathing and observation of the breathing in the Vipassana also, but moreover then, it also talks about developing the feeling of lovingness and kindness. Further we go to analyze Sabbasukha Gatha. What is said in Sabbasukha Gatha? It says that Mitta should be spread all over the world. Love should be spread all over the world. Kindness should be spread all over the world. It is also giving message of well-being of all living being. Metta is necessary. For all the living being in the universe, Metta is considered to be a very important part. So Maitri, friendliness, is a concept defined within the Buddhist ethical conduct. It's a mythical conduct which explains the concept of Metta. In Buddhism, 2 most ethical virtues are compassion. One is compassion, that is Karuna, and friendliness, that is Maitri. One should have deep sympathy and goodwill for suffering peoples and should have the qualities of good friend. So in order to create a society where there will be a love, where there will be a compassion, when there will be a friendliness, in that society the human beings will be happy. Further we try to understand where Metta is discussed. Metta is discussed in 4 Brahma Viharas. The doctrine of 4 sublime attitudes has been discussed in Buddhism. The aim of concentration is attainment of happiness and peacefulness and freedom from defilements. Samadhi can be possible through dhyana. In dhyana, that is called as a meditation in Buddhism, the aspirant should develop 4 kinds of feelings, qualities. This is called as Brahma Vihara in Buddhism. The Brahma Vihara means divine abodes. The term Brahma Vihara connotes 4 virtues in the humanities. Good and evil forces are dormant in the human nature. In order to walk on the spiritual path, man has to keep himself away from the vices such as anger, violence and hatred. They should be substituted with loving kindness, compassion and holistic joy, respectively in association with the unpleasant and separation from the pleasant of disturbed mind of human being. Equanimity keeps the mind balanced. It's an important part. Attaining the state of equanimity is absolutely important as discussed by Buddha. Equanimity keeps the mind balanced in favorable as well as adverse conditions. These 4 sublime qualities explained by Buddha are Maitri, that is loving kindness, that is Metta. Karuna is compassion. Mudita is holistic joy. Upekha is equanimity. These are collectively known as Brahma Viharas. They are also known as boundless states because they are to be extended to one and all. I quote and quote, it is said, the monk with the mind full of loving kindness, compassion, holistic joy and equanimity, pervading first in one direction, then the second one, and then the third one, and then the fourth one, and also above, below and around, everywhere identifying himself with all. He is pervading the whole world with the mind full of loving kindness, compassion, holistic joy and equanimity, with the mind wide developing the unbound, free from hate and evil. So what does it mean? It means that the mind should be full of compassion. The mind should be full of equanimity, holistic joy, and then only the entire world, as said by Buddha, will be free from the hatred and the ill will. And if you are free from the hatred and ill will, there will be a joy, there will be Maitri in the human beings, and happiness will prevail. Further, what is Maitri? Maitri is loving and kindness, as explained. Maitri means the desire for the well-being and happiness of all the living beings. So Buddha's philosophy believes in spreading happiness, believes in spreading the well-being for all the living beings. Not only for the human beings, but it's for the animals also. For all the human beings in the universe, Buddha desires for everybody, for all the living beings, well-being and happiness. And it is through the concept of Maitri that he has explained, about which I am talking. The thought of boundless love should be pervade the whole world. Boundless love should be there. There should not be hatred. There should not be discrimination. There should not be any theory based on a social discrimination. That is what the concept of Buddha. Buddha believed in the boundless love that should be prevailing throughout the world, above, below and across. There should be no place for hatred or enmity. If there is no place for hatred and enmity, there will be lovingness in the human life and everybody will be happy. As a mother would protect her child at the risk of her life, one should cultivate a boundless, loving heart for everybody. So Buddha says that. What does Buddha say? As the mother is loving her child, she is loving her child at the risk of her life. Similarly, you should also spread the love and also cultivate the practice of love throughout the world. And for what purpose? For making the human beings happy and making yourself happy. Identification of oneself with all living being is the culminating point of loving kindness. So here Buddha talks about culminating point in the human life of loving and kindness. The word Maitri, that is Metta in Pali, is sometimes translated as a friendship. But friendship is a mutual relation between two persons, and Metta is above all. Maitri can be understood as love. It is translated as loving kindness, but it is a selfless love. It's not give and take relationship about which Buddha is talking. The concept of Metta of Buddha is not on the concept of give and take relationship. Now the entire world needs boundless love, selfless love, or a love without expectation from the object of love. And when you have some expectations from the object of love, and if you have some kind of issues, then your life becomes miserable. Therefore he says that it should be based on the selfless love, or a love without an expectation from the object of love. According to Vibhanga, the feeling of loving and kindness should be understood on the model of feelings that one would feel on seeing a dearly loved person. So there should be a selfless love that should be there in the Metta Bhavana. Let's go to Buddha Ghosha. Buddha Ghosha in the Visuddhimagga explains how an aspirant should practice loving kindness. First in relation to oneself, then the teacher or the preceptor or the equivalent, then the dearly loved person, then the neutral persons, and then the hostile persons. And in this way, make the attitude truly universe. The form of thought of loving kindness is stated in the Patisamhita. May all beings be free from the enmity, afflictions and anxiety and live happily. So what does the philosophy of Metta is explained in Buddhism says? It says that you should practice the Metta for yourself first. Then you should practice it for the people, those who are surrounding yourself. And further in Patisambandha, it is said that may all beings that are there in the universe be free from enmity, afflictions and anxiety and live happily. If the philosophy of Buddhism is practiced in the human life, and if you do not consider any enmity about anybody in the human life, or affliction about anybody in the human right, or anxiety about anybody in the human life, and if you are balanced and if you are in the state of the equanimity, then definitely we will be happy in the human life. And that is what the concept of Metta is. Today on the Vaishakha Purnima, where Buddha was born, where Buddha was enlightened, and where Buddha got Mahaparinibbana. On this day, I'm talking about the concept of Metta. Why? Because the world needs metta. The world needs the concept of metta as explained by Buddha and Buddhism to make the world happy. Asanga formulates the thought of Maitri as what? May beings be associated with the happiness. So the concept of metta talks about being happy, be associated with the happiness. The most common form of loving kindness is may all beings be happiness. It talks about all the beings. There is no ethnocentrism. There is no superiority complex. There is no inferiority complex. There is no degraded social discrimination in Buddhism. It considers all the human beings as one. And it says that may all beings be happy. Maitri is to think about the beings with love and always seek for safety and happy things in order to bring them in good. Maitri is practiced to remove the hostility, vyapada, towards the being. So to remove the hostility is an important part. There are 3 different kinds of Maitri as discussed in Buddhism. 1. 3 different kinds of Maitri. 3 different kinds of metta. That which has being as object. That which has things as an object. That which has no object. Maitri is a mental event capable of countering the corruptions, kasaya, contained in the mind, namely hatred, that is dvesha, hostility, that is upanaha, avarice, that is mastara, lust, that is raga, and the other passions, that is klesha. Thus, when the purified pearl, money, is placed in the dirty water, it becomes clear. So Buddha says that purifying pearl is placed in the dirty water, it becomes clearer and clearer. To make mind clear from hatred, to make mind clear from hostility, avarice, lust, and all the corrupt thoughts in the mind, then and then only the Maitri can be developed. So is the way of attending Maitri. As the Buddha said, is everywhere in the sutra. What does it say? I quote and unquote, and I say that with a mind associated with loving kindness, Maitri, free of enmity, free of hostility, free of rivalry, free of malice, extended, expanded events, and well cultivated, the bhikshus intentionally includes in this mind of loving kindness the beings of universe in the eastern direction. Then he intentionally includes in this mind of loving kindness the beings of the universe in the 10 directions. What does it mean? He says that. He says what? He says that with the mind associated with loving kindness, what will happen? If the mind is associated with the lovingness and kindness and the feeling of metta, then that mind will be free from the enmity. In today's world, we need the world free from the enmity. We need the world free from the rivalry. We need the world free from the malice. And if this world extends ahead and ahead, then there will be universal brotherhoodness. And therefore the concept of Buddha given in the Metta Sutta and the various places in Buddhism is absolutely important to make the human beings unhappy. Further in this sutta he says that those of the south, the west, the north, the 4 intermediate directions of the zenith and the nadir, and in same way he includes them by means of mind associated with compassion, karuna associated with joy, mudita, and associated with equanimity. So further, Buddha says that only Maitri is not essential to make the world happy. There should be some qualities also that should be there in human beings that are developed. What does I see there? Along with metta, the mind should be associated with compassion, that is karuna. The mind should be associated with joy, that is mudita. And it should be associated with equanimity. Without the stage of equanimity, you cannot attain the stage of happiness in the human life. So it's metta, karuna, mudita, and equanimity as propagated by Buddhism and Buddha to make the world happy. Let's go to the karuna and compassion. He says that karuna and compassion is absolutely important to be clubbed together with metta. Karuna is the desire to remove the afflictions and afflicted. Unless and until you don't remove the afflictions, you don't remove the afflicted, the heart will not be pure. The heart that melts due to the sufferings of others is said to be compassionate. One should be compassionate to the virtues, and while the Buddha was compassionate to Angulimal As we all know, he has conquered the Angulimal, who was a murderer before he took the refuge to him. It has been explained in the Buddhism. It is the story of the Bodhisattva who sacrificed the life to save the life of starving tigers and her cubs in the Vyaghra Jatakas. So that is the essence of Karuna. Just as loving and kindness is about happiness of all beings, Karuna or compassion is about suffering of all beings. Karuna involves sensitiveness and concern about sufferings of all the beings and the wish or the desire that sufferings of all the beings may be removed. Buddha talks about making the human beings happy. He talks about making the humans happy because he wants to make the world happy. He wants to overcome the misery. Buddha has given the philosophy of Chararya Satya. And in the philosophy of Chararya Satya, he has said that there is a misery in the world. There is a cause of the misery. And you can overcome the misery. And to overcome the misery, you have to follow the path of Magga, that is Ashtanga Marga. Buddha has given the Ashtanga Marga so that the people, human beings, can become happy. Further, in various Vagga, in Vagga, he has explained Chitta Vagga, he has talked about the concept of the Chitta. He says that if you mind, it matters. And if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So minding everything in the human life, it matters and makes you unhappy, then you should not mind. Further, I would like to say that if in the human life you want to become happy, your mind should be pure. Your mind should be pure, and you should not mind the things that affects your mind. If you don't control your mind, the mind will control you. Therefore, Buddhism is a practice of controlling your mind and not the mind to control yourself. If the mind controls yourself, you will be happy at some times. If mind controls yourself, you will be unhappy at some times. If the mind controls yourself, then you will have a suicidal tendency, you will have an anger in your life. But if you practice Buddhism, if you practice the meditations, if you practice 4 Brahma Viharas, you practice Karuna, Mudita and compassion and Metta, you will be happy. So controlling of mind is an absolutely important point that has been explained by Buddha in Chitta Vagga. So is that, he says that, desire that sufferings of all beings may be removed, and Asanga formulates compassion as point in which compassion is to be understood on the models of feeling which is felt on seeing of unlucky, unfortunate being. All beings are to be filled with compassion by applying the model of universal. This model suggests that there are certain beings, namely the unlucky and the unfortunate, who are obviously worthy of compassion. But this feeling is not to be restricted to them, it is to be applied universally. So it says that universally apply the concept of compassion. Buddha Ghosha in the Visuddhi Magga has already talked about the aspirant should practice the concept of compassion step by step. It should be a practice first in relation with the miserable, unlucky, unfortunate persons and then evil doing. So whatever people come across your life, whatever, maybe they may be good of nature, maybe they may not be good of nature, maybe they have an evil nature, maybe what kind of a nature they have, but you should have a neutral attitude, an attitude of compassion to each and every person in the human life. And if you look with equanimity, with samadhi, as explained by Buddha, then everything will be happy in the human life. He talks about mudita. What is mudita? Mudita is a feeling of sharing the happiness with others. Was in the Indian society, there was a feeling of sharing the happiness in the others. When the untouchables were not allowed to drink the water from the common places, when the untouchables were not allowed to take the education, when they were forced to live on the outskirts of the villages, that time Buddha talks about the mudita, he talks about the compassion, he talks about the metta. He talks about the mudita and it says, feeling of sharing the happiness. It keeps one away from the jealousy. If you are jealous, you cannot be happy. Therefore, you should live the practice of being jealous of others. It cultivates a positive attitude that accepts the progress of others. It's an important point. A positive attitude that accepts the progress of the others is an important point. Maitri can be called as a general unconditional attitude address for all the beings. So is a concept of metta has been discussed by Buddha and Buddhism in the Buddhism by giving the philosophy of life for making the life happy. It's an unconditional attitude towards all the life. It is not specific to happy or unhappy or successful or unsuccessful. It's a condition of all those beings who have sent that karuna about sufferings. To make the human life happy is a concept given by karuna. Karuna involves the desires that all the beings free from such unhappy and unsuccessful conditions. Mudita is a response to opposite type of conditions. Mudita is the attitude of appreciative gladness, which specifies happy and successful conditions in the life. We do have a human life, but we are craving for everything in the life. If we have a flat, we think of bungalow. If we have a car, we think of a helicopter. If we have everything in the human life, we think of everything that we don't have in the human life. And we crave for it and we become unhappy. Therefore, if you want to be happy in your life, whatever you have to be happy with whatever you have in your life. And try for the best. Create the awareness for happiness, spreading the happiness and making the other human beings happy. According to the Vibhanga, Mudita, appreciative gladness as a sublime attitude, can be understood on the model of gladness that one feels on seeing on the dear beloved person. Gladness should be there. All beings are there to be filled with the appreciative gladness. If you have to be happy, if you have to develop the metta towards everybody, you should develop a view of appreciative gladness in each and every person in human beings. Like loving kindness, compassion, making appreciative gladness in universal. It is to be done step by step, systematically. Buddhism developed a technique by which it can be done. Buddha Ghosha in the Visuddhimagga explains how an aspirant should practice appreciativeness in step by step in the human life. It should be practiced first in relation with the boon companion or dear person, then the neutral person, then the hostile persons, and in this way make the attitude truly universal. He talks about changing the attitude. Further, in the context of the Brahma Vihara, Upekha is important, that is equanimity. These all the concepts are correlated with the metta. And this metta's concept is a larger concept which talks about lovingness and kindness, which are correlated with the other concepts also, such as the concept of equanimity, that is Upekha. Upekha means the equal love towards all. Equal love towards all also means metta. It is a state of mind which maintains the balance while experiencing the joy, sorrow, fame and infamy, gain or loss. Equanimity takes a person beyond life and hatred. It helps one to get rid of attachment and aversion. It can be precisely described the state which divide of pain and pleasure, the state in which no preference is shown to one thing or another. It's a property of indifference. The last step of perfect concentration is thus made possible to be removal of all obstacles. The removal of all obstacles in the human life can be brought about practicing the equanimity in the human life. Equanimity develops the insight, wisdom. This is what going to vanish your misery. The four Brahma Viharas in which metta is also discussed by Buddha. The four sublime attitudes are called Brahma Viharas. According to Buddhist cosmology, Brahma is not the creator of the world. Let me understand and tell you that Buddha does not talk about the cosmology of Brahma, creator of the world, but spiritual advancement being whose lives in he talks about four sublime qualities. And what are these sublime qualities that we need to understand? In earlier dialogues of Buddhism, it has been explained. The concept of the Panchashila is also important. The moral percept of the Shila is the first step of the path of Buddha. It is expressed as a morality. Virtue, moral deeds, moral principles and so on. It is based on the characterize is to become the grounds of all the moral states. Tathagat Buddha has given the first Shila in the Panchashila, which is based on the Metta Bhava. Now we are going to understand Metta where it has been discussed in Buddhism. In Panchashila, Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiya. So is the first moral precepts of Shila has been explained by Buddha. What does it talk? Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami means to abstain from killing and living creatures, signifying to generating Metta Bhavana in the mind for all living beings, that is Metta. For all the living beings, there should be a non-violent philosophy. means to abstain from killing any living creature, signifying to generating metta bhavana in the mind for all living being. That is, metta is a concept given by Buddha. Concept of non-violence in Buddhism is based on the metta bhavana. Sila or morality is the second stage. Sila means morality or the rules conduct. Sila is the foundation of the Buddhism. It denotes the virtuous conduct that consists of physical, mental and verbal actions. For common man, there are 5 rules prescribed which compulsorily regulated behavior of the day. These 5 rules are appeared in the forms of 5 precepts, Panchashila, in Buddhism. And in order to understand the concept of metta, we need to understand what is Panchashila. The first point is Pranipata Vritti, abstaining from killing. Abstaining from killing without killing and causing injury to any living being. The aspirant should be kind or compassionate towards all. So Buddha says that in the human life, if you want to develop metta, you should not kill any human being. You should not cause any injury to any living being. An aspirant should be kind and compassionate towards all. So here the concept of metta talks about kindness, compassion. It talks about the non-violence. In the second point of the Panchashila, Adhatana Vritti is there. Abstain from stealing. Refrain from stealing. People should be upright and honest in all dealings. And third point talks about the Kamma Maitreya Vritti. Abstain from non-chastity. Abstain from misconduct. And should be pure in life. Musa Buddha Vritti talking about abstain from the falsehood. Sura Mere Pramajatara Veramani Sikhapadam Samadhiyami talks about avoiding the pernicious drinks and promote sober and diligent attitude. Every follower of the Buddha is expected to observe the 5 principles regulated behavior in daily life. Somebody has asked me in my presentation last time, why is it happening that though the people have accepted Buddhism, they are not happy? See, Buddhism has to be accepted wholeheartedly. You are Buddhist by religion, but are you Buddhist by practice is an important point. If you practice the Buddhism by wholeheartedly and understand the concepts given by Buddha in 4 Arya Satya, Ashtanga Marga, Panchashila, Dasaparamita, Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, then only you can be happy in your life. And then only you can be called as a true Buddhist. So is the point that we need to understand. Buddha has talked about all the different concepts. He further talks about developing the metta by developing the silas. First he talks about the Charita Sila, means the practice of the prescribed rules. Then Vritti Sila means avoiding the immoral actions. If the metta has to be developed, then Shila has to be developed. And if Shila needs to be developed, it should be practiced in the human life. And also when you are practicing, you should avoid the immoral actions. The moral with regard to the right speech, right action, pure livelihood is known as Prakriti Shila. The rules prescribed by for the layman and the monks for the proper behavior are known as Prajapati Shila. The former are karmically wholesome morality, the latter is karmically neutral. So Buddha talks about having this Sila in the human life. He has also given some code of conduct to his monks. What are they? To develop the Metta, to develop the Shila, to develop the morality. 1. He talks about the Indriya Samvara Sila. Indriya Samvara Sila means control over the sense organs. Secondly, he talks about the purity of livelihood, that is Ajiva Parishuddhi Sila. He talks about the Pratyaya Sansara Sila, morality with regard to the 4 requisites of the monks, that is robes, alms, food, dwelling and medicines. 4 point is he talks about the constitute the 4 kinds of morality in the human life. Then and then only the Panchashila and all Shilas can be taken. Panchashila is not the Shila given only by Buddha, but there are many other Shilas. Last Shila is also important Shila given by Buddha, about which I have published in ISS journals which are online. You can refer that. The Bodhisattva refrains from evil and performs good actions. He cherishes compassion, loving and kindness towards every living being, whosoever breathes on the earth. He refrains from causing injury to any living beings. So the concept of metta, as explained by Buddha, The concept of karuna explained by Buddha is based on the principles to refrain from oneself from causing injury to any living being, from killing, abusive language, slander, frivolous talk is something that has been explained by Buddha. If you really want to be happy, on this Vaisakha Purnima day, when Buddha got enlightenment, when Buddha was born and when Buddha got Mahaparinibbana, on this particular day, if you follow this sila and these practices, you will be happy. In Sigala Vodha Sutta describes the concept of sila in terms of duties towards the church, people's friends and monks. 5 more precepts were added to this list, that is Panchashila. They consist of abstaining from eating forbidden times, from singing and dancing, from use of garlands, from perfumes and from the use of high-end big bed, from accepting the gold and silver is for the monks. Another list is mentioned for absence from, to develop the karuna metta in the monks. They should be abstaining from killing, talking what is not to give, non-chastity, lying, slander, harsh speech, frivolous talk, conventions, ill will, holding wrong views. To hold the right view is also important in human life. That's what Buddha has said. Buddha's philosophy is accepted worldwide because Buddha's philosophy is based on making the man happy. Buddha's Panchashila are absolutely very close and similar to the Pancha Mahavratas of Jaina and Yama of Yoga philosophy. There is very little difference between them. Therefore, we need to understand that the Shramanic culture, which was developed in due course of time, it talks about the virtues. Again, we go further to understand Metta. And when you are understanding Metta, you need to understand what is Dasaparamita. The concept of the Dasaparamita is there in the Buddhism. Paramitas are the most excellent virtues or the noblest qualities of the Bodhisattva. Most excellent virtues are the noblest qualities of the Bodhisattva as explained in the Buddhism. In other words, Paramitas are the line of the conduct of the prerequisites for enlightenment. The 9th Paramita is the Metta Paramita, which symbolizes loving and kindness. Without cultivating Metta Paramita, stage of Bodhisattva cannot be attained. Therefore, the practicing of Metta is absolutely important for attaining the Bodhisattva, as explained in the Buddhism. Essential for attaining the Nibbana, as explained by Buddhism, is necessary quality is to practice Metta. Nibbana, Mahaparinibbana, only can be attained by practicing Dasaparamita and Metta specifically. The 10 Paramitas are the 10 perfections of the heart to cultivate in one's practice of Dhamma. Dhamma is nothing else but a way of life to make the man happy. Life of man happy. Buddha's religion is a human-centric religion. It's a religion in which Buddha talked about man and relation between man and man. He never talked about the relation between man and God. He never talked about the relation between man and prophet. He talked about the relation between man and man, and he also further talked about the relationship in which human beings are made happy. How the human beings can be made happy? By practicing the virtues, by practicing the qualities. The qualities explained by Buddha are being discussed right now by me. And one of the important qualities that to practice is Metta. The 10 perfections explained by Buddha in Dasaparamita, I am going to explain that. The first is generosity, that is Dana. Second is moral conduct, that is Sila. Renunciation, that is Nekkhamma. Wisdom, that is Panna. Fifth is energy, that is Virya. Patience is Khanti. Seventh is truthfulness, that is Sakka. Determination is Abhithana. 9, about which I am talking today, is loving kindness, is Metta. And the 10th one is equanimity, Upekha, which is correlated with Metta by Buddha in his philosophy. The 10 hindrances to enlightenment shows us that we need to get rid of. To assist us in the eradication of the hindrance are the 10 virtues to cultivate. Buddha says that there are hindrances in the human life. And if we want to come all the hindrance in the human life, we need to practice these 10 virtues in the human life. These are the 10 paramitas, which are translated as the 10 perfections of the heart. 10 perfections of the heart to make the heart pure. In the 10 perfections, you will see elements of the 5 precepts, the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the middle path. Along the sides, important Dhamma teachings are there. Important energy, determinations. If you want to succeed at anything, we can never underestimate the importance of persistence and determination. In human life, metta has to be persistently practiced. And then only metta can be developed in human life. This is what explained by Buddha. So I have talked about 4 Brahma Viharas. I have talked about Sabbasukha Gatha. I have talked about the Metta Sutta. And now I am going to talk about Karanimeya Sutta. Karanimeya Sutta explains the feeling of Maitri, which needs to be understood to a larger extent. It is in Buddhist ethics of values as explained in the Maitri. What does it say? I quote and unquote to explain Karanimeya Sutta, which needs to be understood to the world. In the situation of Corona, COVID-19, the world needs to develop these qualities to be happy. What does it say? I quote and unquote and explain what is Metta, Karanimeya Sutta. It says that may all beings be happy and secure. First point. May all beings be happy and secure. So is the philosophy of Buddhism talks about making all the beings happy and secure. Buddha never talked about only particular ethnocentric class. He never talked about discrimination, going for discrimination on the caste. He propagated equality, liberty, fraternity and social justice in the human life. Not only that, he treated all the human beings as an equal in the universe. He never declared himself as a prophet. He never declared himself as God. He talks about Anatmavad. And Karanimeya Sutta he talks that may all beings be happy and secure. May there be happy minded. Whatever livings be there are, feeble or strong, long or stout or medium, short or small or large, seen or unseen, those dwelling far or near, those who are born or those who await rebirth, all being without exception be happy minded. Let none deceive another, nor despair any person. Whatever in any place, in anger or ill will, let them not wish any suffering to each other, just as a mother would protect her only child at the risk of her own life. That's what he said. He said that if the mother is protecting her child at her life, at the risk of her life, same way we have to develop the feeling of lovingness and kindness. So even so, let him cultivate a boundless heart towards all the beings. Cultivating the boundless heart towards all the beings is a concept that is explained in Metta, Karanimeya Sutta. Let his thoughts of boundless lovingness, kindness pervade the whole world, above, below and across, without obstruction, without any hatred, without any enmity. This, they say, is a divine abiding here. He will surely not come again to any womb. So he says about that. What he says about that? He says that spread the lovingness and kindness with a boundless heart towards all the beings. This is the concept of Buddha. This we need to understand. Tripitaka, everything has been explained. Metta or loving kindness states Hafiz has explained about that. It is a heartfelt aspiration for happiness for all the beings. Heartfelt aspiration for happiness of all beings. It is different than the lack of ill will. There should not be ill will, and more an antidote to do it. Fear and hatred. It is the percept to conquer the anger by kindness. It's necessary. You can conquer the anger by only practicing the kindness. Conquer the liar by truth. Conquer the stingy by giving. Conquer the evil by good. It's been explained in Buddhism. In over a dozen of discourse, this discourse has been explained for radiating the lovingness and kindness in all the directions. One abides having with the mind of benevolence, one of the directions in the world, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above, below, and around, everywhere, and to all, to himself to abide, one abides, sufficing the entire universe with the benevolence. Benevolence is required. With the man, mind grown, great, lofty, boundless, and free from enmity and ill will. So here we find, what does it Karnimeya Sutta talks about? It talks about developing a mind which is full of boundless love, which are full of free from the enmity and the ill will to make the man human being happy. In the canon, the basic formula is expanded upon the verity of this. For instance, a couple of discourses provide about the discussion about Metta. Buddha has talked about developing the happiness in the human life. Mind by benevolence is developed in the Karnimeya Sutta. This is what the explanation is. Now let's go to Khuddaka Nikaya. When we talk about the Khuddaka Nikaya, it's a Patisambandha Magga, traditionally ascribed to the Sariputta. Sariputta was one of the favorite disciples of Tathagat Gautam Buddha, as we all know. As like Ananda, Sariputta was one of the favorite disciples. And Patisambandha Magga, which is ascribed to the Sariputta, in this section entitled as a Metta Katha, story of loving kindness. Metta Katha means what? It's a Pali word, so I am explaining in English. It means the story of loving and kindness. In this instruction, a general formula essentially identical to the Chunda Kamaputta Sutta verses is provided by shining benevolence. It talks about benevolence in the human life. In addition, this instruction categorizes 22 ways in which the mind deliverance of benevolence can be radiated with the 5 ways. That is Metta Vritti, can be radiated in the 5 ways: unspecified perversion, all beings, all breathing things, all creatures, all persons, all with a personality, 7 ways of becoming happy, that is from the perversion. All the women, Sabba Ithiya, Sabba Purisa, noble ones Sabbe Ariya, all the noble ones Sabbe Anariya, all deities Sabbe Deva, all humans Sabbe Manussa, all born in lower realms Sabbe Vinipukta, 10 ways of directional perversion: Disaparana, eastern direction, western direction, northern direction, southern direction, eastern intermediate direction, of western intermediate direction, of north intermediate direction, of southern intermediate directions, of downward direction. In all the directions, if you want to develop, you need to develop the benevolence in the human life, as explained earlier. Moreover, these directional perversions can be applied to each and every unspecific and specific perversions, and it should be radiated in terms of benevolence in the human life. That's what I explained. One radiates with the benevolence in all the directions to develop and spread the Maitri. Here we need to understand what is Maitri. What is Metta? Maitri can be practiced in daily life by kindly dealing with other living beings. It's very simple way. If you want to understand the Buddha's philosophy, you need to understand that Buddha talks that in every day of your life, you have to be practicing the Maitri in day-to-day life by kindly dealing with the other living beings and avoiding the anger. Whoso is rolling chariot checks uprise in anger, he might call a charioteer, other folk merely holds the reins. So he talks human beings as a charioteer. And he says that a charioteer has to be away from the anger. To develop the same way, ideal chanting, loving kindness will help more powerful way of purifying the heart from the hatred and cultivation of the meditation of living. So he says that meditation is necessary for developing this attitude. Maitri can be practiced in daily life by kindly dealing with the other living beings and avoidance of anger. Whoso is rolling chariot, check the uprising anger, him call upon a charioteer, other folk merely holds reason, and therefore he talks about that it should be developed. While coming to the conclusion part of my presentation of Metta, I would like to say that what is Metta? As explained by Buddha, on this full moon day of Vaisakha Purnima, when Buddha was born, when Buddha was enlightened, when Buddha got Mahaparinibbana, and has given the theory of Metta, practice of metta to the world in Buddhism. What is metta? What is Maitri? Metta or Maitri is loving and kindness. It is a powerful force in the human life to make the man happy. Even 3 times a day to offer, 300 times today an offer, your life will be happy. You need to be happy. Maitri or loving kindness is one of the important point and more important concept in the Buddhism. Maitri is not simply love. It is not just a kindness, but it is having both the qualities of love and care to the human beings. We should care for human beings. We should care for their happiness. Maitri is unconditional well-wishing. It's unconditional well-wishing. There is no condition. It's not a give and take relation that about Buddha is talking about. Buddha talks about the metta, Buddha talks about the Maitri. Buddha talks about the friendship, which is unconditional. Which is talking about the well-wishing, which is talking about the safety, talking about the happiness, good health, comfort of all the human beings in the universe. On the contrary, it is a kind practice by which everyone will be happy in the human life. In this globalized era, when we are living in the era of anxiety, when we are living in the era of fear, this concept of Maitri and Metta can develop the Metta Bhavana, benevolence, kindness in our life, and can also develop happiness in our life. While concluding, I would like to say Maitri Bhavana has 3 different dimensions to experience. Buddhism is philosophy also, is theory also, and it's practice also. So Metta in terms of practicing. Maitri Bhavana has 3 different dimensions of experience. When we become aware of others' happiness, we experience the mudita or the empathic joy and free from jealousy. When we practice metta, we are free from jealousy. Awareness of suffering is there. And when we overcome all these sufferings by understanding karuna, mudita and metta, there will be compassion in our life. A sense of compassion will be developed when we practice mudita and metta. Awareness of empathic joy, suffering of others makes us probe deeper into their root cause of lying the past actions, karma, which develops the upekha, equanimity, a calm, loving, non-judgmental awareness is necessary. So Buddha says to look into the life with vipassi bhav, as been explained by Goenka Ghosh. Maitri Bhavana needs to be cultivated in the regular life by way of meditation and practicing in daily life. Dear friends, this is a pure academic presentation in which I have referred to Abhidhamma Pitaka, I have referred to Peter Harvey's An Introduction to the Buddhist Ethics, Hal Chaw's recent works of Buddhist ethics, Hall John, the Canonical Buddhism, then Ruth Prower, the Householder, the Kyon Damin, the Nature of Buddhist Ethics, and I have referred to the various references that are there. I would like to conclude by saying that today on the Vaisakha Purnima, Ambedkarite History Congress and Department of History, University of Mumbai, on the occasion of Vaisakha Purnima, have organized a lecture on Metta Bhavana, concept of Metta of Buddha, in order to explain what is Metta, what is benevolence, what is kindness, what is friendliness, and the importance of Metta in human life, to make the man happy, to live happily in the society, and make other persons also happy, and make the entire world happy. After all, Buddhism is nothing else but a philosophy of making man happy. And therefore, we need to understand Metta, and the way of being happy is Buddhism, as explained by Buddha in the Metta Buddhism.